I think Senator Whitehouse, I think you're next. I know you've got a lot
Great.
going on today. Thank you for.
Yeah, no, it's been a busy day for, I think, a lot of us, but it's great to be here, and I appreciate the hearing. Let me ask Mr. Timmons and Mr. Durbin for their organizations. As between the permitting reform that we're talking about here and working on in the Senate EPW committee, and the permitting reform as it has manifested itself in Speaker McCarthy's, we call it default bill, for want of a better name, which would your organizations prefer to see enacted?
Boy, I should let you take this first, Marty. So Senator,
Give him the next one first. It's not easier.
as you might expect, Senator, and let me just say thank you for that question, because your questions to me are always thought-provoking, and I appreciate that. We're not going to engage in picking winners and losers between House versions and Senate versions. The interest is working on a bipartisan and obviously across chamber and with the administration proposal that will actually get done, that everybody can feel good about. That's what we're headed for. That's why we're here today.
Mr. Durbin?
Thank you, Senator Whitehouse. So we supported the House bill. We think it does move the ball forward, but we also understand this is the entire Congress has to act. This is why we're so anxious to be part of the conversation here today. We launched a campaign last week. There's 350 organizations from around the country, all different types of of businesses, that are simply saying get something done. So we support HR 1, but we're engaged and fully committed to this process as well.
Is it important to your organization that the permitting reform support clean energy efforts as well as fossil fuel infrastructure and development?
Absolutely. We think clean energy, traditional energy, and we've had a lot of energy discussion here, but let's not forget about the roads and the bridges and the water technology and the broadband. We've talked about the CHIPS Act, so it's all of those.
Mr. Timmons, as between a bill that supports primarily fossil fuel infrastructure and a permitting reform that supports clean energy development and your clean energy constituents?
Sure. As you and I have discussed before, we do support an all-of-the-above approach to reduce the overall cost of energy in this country. One of the reasons for that is exactly what Mr. Durbin pointed out. We also need to be thinking about all the other projects that were funded in the Transportation Infrastructure Bill, the CHIPS and Science Act, as well as IRA. And one of the ways that we do that is by reducing the cost of doing business here in the United States, so that we can produce the products that will help achieve those goals.
As to the House Republican effort to repeal the IRA credits for clean energy, I'll start with you, Mr. Durbin. Does your organization support that effort at repeal?
Well, let me first say that with regard to the debt limit, our view is that's not an option. We can't allow default. So number one, whatever it takes to keep that from happening, and that solution is going to have to be bipartisan. So whatever it takes for Congress to now figure out how do you avoid default. No, we did support the IRA provisions, and many of our companies do as well.
Just to be clear, you did support the IRA provisions in the IRA, not supporting the IRA provisions
Correct.
in the McCarthy bill that would repeal the IRA provisions.
Correct.
Got it. So you don't support the repeal, you do support the provisions. Mr. Timmons, your organization?
I echo what Mr. Durbin has said. Full faith and credit of the United States must never be in question. But we have not engaged in that discussion.
So you have not taken a position in support of the House bill that would repeal
Correct.
the IRA. Have you taken a position against it, or are you neutral?
We haven't engaged in that yet.
Okay. And last, with respect to the House effort to repeal the methane fee that our chairman had such a significant role in moving into the Inflation Reduction Act, landing the support of the Energy Committee Chairman for that as well, which was no small feat. That methane fee, the methane pollution fee, would be repealed in the House measure. Do either of your organizations support that repeal? No from Mr. Timmons. Was that also a no from Mr. Durbin? 2 no's.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. My time is up.
Yeah.